I'm so tired of entering all this discipline. I just wish there was something I could do.
Sterling High School Channel 19, winner of the National Emmy Award for the Best Live Game Broadcast.
You're watching Sterling High School Channel 19, serving Hynella, Laurel Springs, Magnolia, Summerdale, and Stratford.
Welcome back to the first broadcast for volleyball in a long while. It feels like about a month since we've done this last. We're going to have the Seneca Golden Eagles going here against the Lady Knights at the Castle against Sterling. These two teams did meet up against each other. Take a look at the Patriot division here. The PVI undefeated. Morristown just underneath them with 3 losses in the division. Then Shawnee at 7-6. Seneca at 6-6. 3-3 in the division. Then Cherry Hill West is the only dividing team between Sterling and Seneca. Sterling sitting at 6-8, 0-6 in divisions. They're seeking their first divisional win on the year. And that would be a huge one, especially over Seneca, who's got a really strong presence when they're out there on the court. Take a look at some of Sterling's stats. Ariana Margarin with 100 kills, 102 digs. D'Annunzio and her tie at ace tying 15 and 115 assists. The leader, Skylar Anderson, some good surrounding players as well. I mean, this has been a really strong side. Regardless of what the record shows, they're able to put up a fight in a lot of these games. Take a look at Seneca now. Emily Budendorf with 94 digs. Alyssa Burke with 22 kills. Jordan Cutts leading aces and kills with 69 and 14 respectively. Kayla Mack with 8 blocks. And the assists led by Madison Zanakis at 182 and 21 aces for herself, so she leads the team. Very strong Seneca Golden Eagles side. And when Sterling visited Seneca, we saw Seneca take gold over silver, as the names would suggest. And I think we could see something similar, but Sterling has the capabilities of getting to overcome the mountain that is the Golden Eagles. Once again, if you're tuning in just now, I'm Max Zubak, joined by Richie Williams in his first broadcast of the year. Richie, you're a lot more knowledgeable in this sport than I am. What do you think about the matchup going into it?
I watched films of these two teams, actually, their most recent games. I feel like they both played well. The problem is that I know Seneca Golden Eagles, they are a very good team compared to previous years. And the Lady Knights aren't as good as previous years, losing key players like Joanna Dunnings and Dana Kazane. And their main libero this year tore something. I think it was her ACL. And they have Lily Stevenson in for her, I think.
Yeah.
So I feel like it won't. I feel like it won't be a huge landslide either way, but.
And I think that these two teams' records kind of show just how competitive the Patriot division is. 6-8 and 6-6 being their records, still being both really talented teams. When you're going against teams like Morristown and PVI twice, who are both undefeated and 12-3 respectively overall, it feels a lot more difficult to get through the season when you have to trudge through those games against these really strong sides. These teams in kind of similar landscapes, like you had mentioned, pretty even, but Seneca's been really solid throughout the year at 6-6.
You also got to remember that Lady Knights also still have some of their key players like Abby D'Annunzio and Janelle Rodriguez. Like, they're still here.
Yeah, they have their main assist woman as well, and Skylar Anderson has been really strong throughout her tenure at Sterling. Obviously, we take a look at some of the squad there. We take a look at those three specifically, D'Annunzio, Rodriguez, and Anderson, getting themselves ready. As to about 10 seconds left on the warm-ups, and we'll get started shortly. So you take a look at how they're doing. That's number 22 there, Zanakis. Leads with 182 assists, 21 aces. It's an incredible stat line, almost lapping by 100 Skylar Anderson's 115, which is also an impressive number. So it's going to be difficult to stop a volley when they're getting it to the teammate Seneca. So we take a look at the standings once more. Sterling definitely need to look for a win. This would be their first division win. This would mean splitting the regular season series with Seneca at 1-all, both being the home games. This would be an important home win to put them over 500 in the home record. And I mean, 6-8, if you drop down to 9 losses, it feels like the season's dwindling out. It definitely can feel that way, and it might be really dejecting for this team, even more so than going from division champs to fighting to be at 500 on the record.
Another thing I noticed that I don't know if we brought up or not, they got new jerseys 2 years in a row.
Nice. It's like soccer leagues, they change every year. You see teams getting the energy up. What you want to hear and see. Golden Eagles and Silver Knights. Lady Knights going for gold in more ways than one. But Seneca looks to just keep a little bit of their presence in the division as we get later on into the season. Game 1 of the set starts shortly.
22-6 in the middle and the traffic, 18 over here. 15, 9, and 14. Sterling, 21, 1.
Again, Sterling seeking their first division win on the year.
Do they run a 5-2? Do they have 2 setters? Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do.
I haven't seen that in a while.
Serve. The volley begins. Gets it back over. D'Annunzio attempts to dig. Doesn't quite go her way. Golden Eagles go up 1-0.
I feel like we're going to see a lot of very quick volleys like that, no matter who scores. We're going to see a lot of quick ones.
In to serve. Zanakis sends it over. Margarine hits it over again. Good set. Strong strike. Barely makes it over, but it still does. Aaliyah Taylor sends it over. Seneca responds. Taking it over the net. Sterling will regain the serve real quick.
That was a very good block from Aaliyah Taylor. I'm not sure if we have a replay of it though.
Skylar Anderson. Serve. Giving it down. A wonderful dig. Keep the volley alive. Strong. Hit by Seneca. And Margarine's strength shows strong once again. 2 points back to back now.
We're going to see a lot of that too.
I remember last year I described the hits Margarine had on that to go for those kills. It sounds like a gun goes off in here. I mean, it is really strong. Another strong set. Barely gets over.
I see it more as a cannonball.
Both very accurate descriptions. Anderson's been very good at getting these through, and that little tip over the net. That's still considered an ace even though it hits the net going over, yeah?
Yes.
So the serve has been transferred, maybe some sort of foul committed that we were unaware of. Seneca ends up getting the point. Serve comes over. Up and away. Getting over to Rodriguez. Nice attempt from Danny Martin to keep this one alive, and Seneca gets the point. Jordan cuts. Sends this one over again. D'Annunzio. Bump in the set. Over to Rodriguez. This time it'll get over. Golden Eagles keep it flying. Margarine again. Up to D'Annunzio. Back to Margarine. It gets sent over. A lovely response. They're going to call a foul, and Sterling gets a point. Try to see what it was. Might have touched the net. Try to fight for that one. As they're going out, Sterling regained the lead at 4-3.
That last point, if it touches the ceiling and it goes over, it's an automatic out.
Ariana Margaret sends this one over. Sent back over by D'Annunzio. Slight miscue. Sterling go up 5-3. Sterling's been really solid at keeping these volleys at the same pace as Seneca, regardless of how fast the Golden Eagles come at him. Once again, this one's sent over with some power. Still in the air, Margaret again. Sends it, barely stays in. 6-3. Sterling mounting a nice run for themselves.
Barely stayed in there.
Pinpoint accuracy from Margaret. She'll serve it again. Another bump. Set up another strong attempt. A good stop there. Another bump. Sets this one up. Over. Seneca keeps it alive. Blocked well. Golden Eagles still not relenting. Set up. D'Annunzio sends it over. Stopped again. Good save from Margaret. Longest volley thus far. Seneca get their first point back in a few.
As I went to say earlier, where there will be a lot of quick volleys like the last ones we've seen, I was going to say, and then there's going to be the few like that last minutes at a time, and they're super entertaining.
6-4 now. Wiley Stanton sends this one over. A good dig. Can't quite capitalize off of it, and Sterling get the serve right back. It looked like it just slipped off of her finger. A good idea from Alyssa Burke there. Substitution made. Ella Teasdale in now. The sophomore sends it over. Intimidation from the block attempt. There's another point for the Lady Knights. 8-4 the score. Teasdale again. Looking to start another run up for the Lady Knights. Heads over. Barely gets it over the net. Goes out regardless. Now 9-4. And a timeout taken by Seneca.
While we're in timeout here, I just had a thought that last year the team was mainly the 4 seniors and most of the juniors and 1 sophomore. Now it's pretty much every grade but freshman. But there's a freshman on the lineup somewhere.
We take a look at the next few games coming up for us. Thursday we'll be streaming some boys soccer against West Deptford. That'll be a big rivalry game we'll be looking to see. And the next day, another division game, football. We host Clayton. The Clippers come to the Castle, hoping to rebound after their first loss in the season. And then Tuesday we're right back here at 5 with a match against Shawnee, another divisional game. And hopefully it'll be coming off the success of a stream here with the Sterling win. And this first game, obviously Sterling has come out strong. How do they maintain that kind of pressure against the Golden Eagles?
I mean, even last year too, Sterling's really good at 2 main things. One is keeping momentum. I feel like they're very good at that, even with the but the players they lost, like the seniors that graduated. Another one is getting really loud when they're not playing.
I think that's half the battle, is getting into the head of the other team. Teasdale for her third serve. Sends this one over. Good set. Sterling responds. Floats it over. Good way to keep it alive. D'Annunzio lifts it over. Barely out. And Sterling go up 10-4 now. And this those slight changes of pace, there's a lot of strength that D'Annunzio floats it over. It feels like those are the things that can really mess up a team. Fourth serve for Teasdale. Sent over. D'Annunzio again. Seneca fighting to keep this one alive. Margarine. Kept over. 2 sets. Rodriguez keeps it in. Set up once more. Whistle's blown. Ref says we're going to replay the point. Something must have come up. I'm not sure what had happened. There's no harm to the score, no foul. Teasdale looking for 4th official. 5th one official. It's over by Burke. Margaret. Margaret gets the point for him. 11-4 now. Sterling starting up a second run.
I'm telling you, every time if they lose momentum, it's whatever. They come back and they gain it very quickly.
Teasdale, no problem keeping the serve thus far. And that one's on me. Announcer's jinx in full effect. That one's on me.
Hey, so you've been doing that way too many times since you got here. You might want to stop doing that.
I should just mute. That's what I should do.
I think Mr. K should fire this guy.
Don't pay me my money. Danny Martin sends this one over. Right back at him. 12-5 now. And now Janelli Rodriguez has the serve. Send this one over. Stays in. Seneca gets their 6th point. They slowly inch back closer. Sterling's points. Sterling already halfway there to winning that first game of the set. Number 9, Emily Budendorf, 13 aces under her belt this season. Sends this one over. Won't get one this time around. D'Annunzio lifts it over. Barely stays in. 13-6 the score now.
There have been a lot of points today that have just been tipping it.
D'Annunzio now to serve. Go out, 14-6 now. And D'Annunzio and Margarine kind of have, you can give the team a fear factor. They both tied 15 aces apiece on the season. Tied for that top spot. Send another one over. Staying alive. Margarine sends this one up. Teasdale. Good block attempt. Still doesn't quite match. Seneca gets a point back. Oh, Shira Atkins, excuse me.
We were talking about Ariana's swings are absolute cannon. So are Abby's serves.
Emily Lepsis now. Send this one over. Rodriguez responds. No one there. Seneca gets 8 points now, and it's 14-8. Just an unfortunate turn of events. The ball didn't quite get over where they needed it to. The sophomore, their second serve, just goes over. Margarine keeps it alive.
Absolutely beautiful point from the dig into the swing right off of it coming over the net.
I mean, it's exactly what we've talked about when it comes to Margarine. This whole game, the power that she possesses, it's hard to come by. You see Gabby Schmid now, sister of one Travis Schmid. Sterling will get that point. 16-8 now.
this happened.
Not 100% sure, but Gabby Schmidt again. Over. Got to work to keep this one alive. Nunzio responds with the set. Another one. Rodriguez sends it over. Seneca keeps the volley going. Good block. They go out of bounds, though. The Golden Eagles have 9 now. We're back to Madison Zanakis. Sends it over. Margaret again. Barely stays in. Now 17-9.
Look at the lead play real quick. Look how close that. Oh my God, that was so close to being out.
She's been doing that all day. We're just toes the line.
That was the closest one we've had. That's why I'm so excited about it.
Now Skylar Anderson back to serve. Seneca can't quite get it over. Now 18-9. 2/3 of the way there.
I still think it's wild seeing them go from last year only having one setter at all to running a 5-2.
Another strong one from Anderson. Another float over kind of idea. Rodriguez keeps it alive. A nice bumping over. Good set. Barely gets past Schmid. And the Golden Eagles break double digits. This is one of those times where we've seen Sterling in the past let a run happen and it gets a little close, which we don't want to see happen against Eastern. We've described that. Now 18-11. Serve still on Jordan Cutts. Sends this one over. A good block. It'll go out. Sterling now up 19-11. We take a look here. It wasn't bad efforts at all from Seneca. Danny Martin couldn't quite capitalize. Now Margaret sends this one over. A good dig. Zanakis gets it up. Sterling gets a point there. Now 20-11.
That was a lift.
Margaret, one of our best servers. Tied for aces with one Abby D'Annunzio. Another timeout taken. If you want to check out a lot of the stuff going on for Sterling, our athletic directors, both Twitter and Instagram at Go Night Sports. You'll get a ton of updates pretty much as soon as the games are over. Really helpful source. I've used it a ton in case I missed a sport, but I don't do that often. So once again, if you want to check it out on Sterling Sports on Twitter or Instagram, Go Night Sports. It's where you want to be. We take a look at some of this coaching here. Coach Brennan, super helpful, but also Coach Z, insanely helpful. Seneca, 9 points behind. Sterling 5 away from a Game 1 win. And a statement start to the set. And you hear the rolling thunder.
JV's getting loud next to me.
I think that's the best part about it is JV, even though they go out there at the front, they don't get to do these broadcasts. They're always so excited for the rest of that team.
That's what you want as a varsity player that doesn't play JV, because there's a lot of girls on here that play both. But that's what you want as someone who only plays varsity, a supportive JV. Because you got to think about that when you graduate, or even if you like leave a sport or quit or whatever, they'll play for you.
Margaret again. Ace from her. Her 16th, and they take a double-digit lead. Lovely thread through.
Absolute cannon of a serve, by the way.
And again, sends it over. They go up, and away out of the court. Now 22-11. And you saw Cutts went to try and get a bump off there, but it just rolled right off the forearm. Margaret again looking to keep this run going. And again it goes out. Cutts can't control it once more. 23-11.
Is that 3 aces in a row?
If an ace is just them not being able to get it over, then yes. This time they'll be able to control it. And the volley will start. D'Annunzio. Rodriguez. And it's game point. Margarin still on the serve. Up and over it goes. And now the first game goes to the Lady Knights, 25-11. A lovely first game between these two sides. And take a short break after a dominant performance in the first one. Sterling up 1-0 in the set. We'll be back in just a little bit with some second game action.
I'm so tired of entering all this discipline. I just wish there was something I could do.
We've got illegal use of the phone. Report to VPO.
Just signing the Minga.
No.
No use of the Minga pass. Going back to classroom.
Late for class. Violation. Illegal wearing of the hoodie. Gray hoodie. That's a violation. Falling asleep in class. That's a violation. How many times am I going to have to tell this to you?
Clearly more than that, old geezer.
Personal foul. Speaking mean to a teacher. That's a violation.
Between these two, Seneca falls to the Silver Knights, and now 1-0 in the full match. I mean, it was a pretty dominant performance. Max Zuback joined by Richie Williams once again. What did you take away from that first match?
Even with losing by, 14 points, they played very well defensively. Like, they had a lot of good digs.
I think a lot of those longer volleys really benefited both sides. Obviously, being Sterling's favorite, that stamina drain ended up going against Seneca. But Seneca's been really solid at draining the stamina of the opponents they go up against, and just ended up somehow working against them. Sterling's able to condition for that. I think going into game 2, they shouldn't change a thing about the strategy.
It's, I wonder what Seneca is going to do to change theirs.
Looks like they're going to start without their libero out there. Zanakis. And Sterling will get that first point. Gabby Schmidt will be back to serve. And again, like we had mentioned before, sister Travis Schmidt, a multi-sport athlete.
One of the most goated people that's ever gone here.
Yes, definitely. Goes up, Margaret lays it over. Seneca's able to respond. Pushes it over, D'Annunzio keeps it alive. Then Anderson back to Margarine. Good block. Good tip again from Sterling that time. Margarine again. Great bump to defend. Lovely again, another one. Budendorf's on fire. Floated over by Aaliyah Taylor. Sterling get their second one.
What an incredible volley.
I mean, that's exactly what you want to see. Both sides having really strong defenses and good minds for how to extend the volley in their favor. Doesn't quite go our way that time around. Seneca got their first point of the game. Up to serve, Jordan cuts. Glides over. Stopped right in its tracks, and Seneca go to respond. Pinocchio can't get under the ball, and we're up at 2-all now. Seneca's been really good at abusing that open space that Sterling leaves whenever they do. Rodriguez coming over. Good block. Seneca takes the first lead of this game. This is the first time I've really seen a shot come from Margarine and get blocked like that today. Cuts with her third serve. Up and way out, and we're back tied at 3 now.
I still think it's cool that our setters in the 5-2, Gabby Schmidt and Skylar Anderson, are first-year setters, and this is their first season ever doing it. And they're both pretty good at it.
Strong serve comes in. Golden Eagles. Again, finding that open space. This time it's Jayla Mack.
That was
Seneca
very loud. Sorry.
It's the kind of open space we saw Margarine able to expose throughout the last game. This time it's just flipped completely, and now Riley Stanton will start the serve for the Golden Eagles. Over, D'Annunzio with a bump. Rodriguez floats it over. Good block. And Sterling gets the point. We're tied at 4 now. And this set being so, it's kind of how we describe the football game, like a Newton's curve. It goes back and forth. They're matching the energy on the other side. This is a lot like what I had expected from the first game. Margarine closed out the last game serving. This time gives Seneca a point, barely goes out. There's kind of the showcase of that risk reward of aiming for the Lions. So now Danny Martin. The junior will serve it into the net. And we're all tied up at 5 now. Seeing the screen now. Ella Teasdale going back to serve. Had a pretty long run of serves, about 5 or 6 of them in the last one. Hopes to continue that trend. Sends it over. Bumped over, Sterling able to find a way through it. Rodriguez sends it over. A good block. Couldn't keep it going. Now 6-5 to Seneca.
This is the second time they've been in the lead?
I believe so. Now Budendorf. Sends this one over. Rodriguez. Back over. Atkins can't quite get there. Seneca now it's 7-5. Budendorf. Serves that one out. And now it's 7-6, and Sterling looking to tie it up all over again. Rodriguez is the serve. The ball tried to leave, and now we're at 7 all over again.
This is what I'm talking about. They got their momentum back, and They got to do something with it.
Really trying. Sterling found a sweet spot where they couldn't quite respond fully. Seneca loses the lead. 8-7 Sterling. Janelle Rodriguez on the third serve of her run. Goes up and over. Slight miscue. The Nunzio capitalizes. Now they're up 9-7. And I feel like D'Annunzio and Marjorie have had the biggest impact on the game when it comes to finishing out points throughout this one. Small block. Keeps the ball rolling. Over by Atkins. Good dig from Rodriguez. They were going to say it did touch the ground. It'll be 9-8, but... not so sure about that one. I couldn't really tell, as we see now number 26, Emily Lepsis. Serve to try and tie it all back up at 9 apiece. Just went up and over. Closer to us than it was to anyone on the team. Our crowd mic tried to defend it. Couldn't do much of anything. And Emily Lepsis, the sophomore, to serve again. Margaret. He gets floated over. Seneca's got to respond. No one in the open space. They'll take the lead again. Now 10-9.
As you mentioned before, the way they're going back and forth with leads, that's how I expected the last game to go.
Solid serve. D'Annunzio floats this one over. Now 11-9, the Golden Eagles trying to pull away with it. Once again, Teasdale was there, but team wasn't ready for her to be there. That serve doesn't go the way Seneca planned. Now 11-10. Sterling has an opportunity to tie it back up with D'Annunzio at the helm for serving. The score's 11-11.
I did actually think that was going bouncing. Hit our monitor.
That was either a concussion or that was something else. I mean, while we can, the score's 11-11. Let's make a wish. Goes up and over. And a lovely block, though. Anderson sets up again. Atkins gets it over. Now up 12-11.
The ball hit our camera guy.
I mean, it drives itself over the top of the net. And those plays, while maybe not fully intentional, they can be nice diversions on the offensive. Madison Zanakis now, another sophomore, sends it over. Anderson with a lovely set. Margaret with a good play. Now tied up to 12. And this is something you don't normally see Margaret do. She normally goes for all power. And I think she knows that Seneca's aware. And she goes for that set play instead. And really trips up the defense.
That's just the mix-up. Sometimes even during timeouts, players that play more than one position will change position.
Off the serve from Schmidt, the volley gets going. Margaret again, showing power. This time it barely teeters out of bounds. And the Golden Eagles go up by 1 point once more. Yeah, it is pixels up, that is. Jordan cuts now, sends it over, Schmidt responds. Taylor and Anderson didn't know he was going for it. And now it's 14-12.
This is obviously not intentional, but it genuinely seems like they're sending it so that it gets bumped to the one spot and nobody's there.
Cuts again. D'Annunzio with the bump to Anderson. Margarin sends it flying. I think she might have headbutted the ball there rather than going for it. Try to see it. Oh, barely put a palm up. But the Lady Knights will get the score, and Skylar Anderson back to serve again. Lovely serve. Seneca keeps it alive. Schmid. Rodriguez sets it over. They keep it alive. Anderson with a lovely save. Mack gets blocked, but still slips over. 15-3 now. And the Golden Eagles looking to take this to a third game. I mean, this has been, when you see a capitalization on, you don't really see Jayla Mack go through. She's doing a lot of the falsified hits, and it goes all the way over to the other side. When she does hit it, it's worked immensely in Seneca's favor.
That's right! Back row, back row! Free!
Zanakis. We set over, but Seneca is tipped. Schmid over to Margarine, who bumps it over. What a way to keep it alive. I'm gonna call it a carry. And now it's 15-14. Sterling inching closer to tying it up.
I laughed because that would absolutely be legal in beach volleyball.
Oh yeah. It is barely too, but penalty is still present. Now Ariana Margarin looks to serve once more. This one over. They have to get low to keep it alive. Now they're up 16-14. And I think it's a really smart play there from Melissa Burke to just go right after it. Don't let it linger too long in the air. Don't let the other side prepare. And now Danny Martin looking to serve. Up by Margarin. Then Anderson. D'Annunzio hits this one over. Stopped in its tracks. Zanakis. Then sent over. Anderson. Lovely play to trap the ball right where they wanted it. Now 16-15. And the Lady Knights, again, trying to find their footing in the later stages of this game. Teasdale again. Good serve. Zanakis sends it all the way over. It's barely out, and we're tied up at 16 all.
Another point that was a swing that barely went out of bounds.
I really think that's been the tale of the whole game is it's a matter of inches throughout this one. Tied up at 16 points apiece. Number 16, Teasdale, with her second serve in a row. It's soon to be third, 17-16 now. And the Golden Eagles let up their lead for the first time in what feels like a while. Teasdale now. Her third serve on the run. Another strong one. Good bump. Good play from Sierra Atkins. And now it's 18-16. Sterling trying to close this out 2-0. Teasdale again. On a really nice run of serves. Good dig. And another one in return. Lovely way to start off a volley. Zanakis sends it over. Good block attempt. Anderson sets it up for whoever wants it. Rodriguez sets it all the same. They're going to call some sort over the line. And now 19-16. Sterling regaining all that momentum back.
I just had another thought. If you play Sterling in your division and you don't check stats, all you have to go off by seeing them is, oh, these were the division champs last year. So the pressure really comes on.
Miscue there, now 20-16. And you're 100% right. We're gonna take a timeout here. You're 100% right on that observation. A lot of teams that might not be a lot of stat checking, might not have all that, interest in exactly what their stats are. They might have circled it at the start of the season and went, listen, this is the team to beat based on the last season, and we're going to treat it that way no matter what. As we check out, if you want to follow us on Twitter or X to get some more updates, similar to the Go Night Sports. It's not as intricate, still a lot of good helpfulness. See what's going on around the Castle sports-wise and stream-wise. Follow us on Twitter or X at Sterling TV 19, all caps, no spaces. Take a look at the huddle there. It's all smiles. Coach Brennan. It's all contemplation on the Seneca bench. Trying to figure out how to respond to the quick momentum shift. Teasdale still on the serve. Danny Martin will be the main focus there. Seneca takes the full timeout. Sterling shows it was just a quick breather for them. 5 points away from a 2-0 victory and their first division victory. There will be a post-game show to follow regardless of a win in 2 or a loss in 3. Teasdale sends this one flying. Sent over again. Play, Anderson sets it up. Rodriguez sends it over. Another strong hit. Sterling responds. Lovely push up a bump to get it over. Another float over. Another block. D'Annunzio sets it up. Then back to D'Annunzio. Score ends up a 5-point gap. And Teasdale keeps the ball rolling. The crowd mic's concussed. My feet are broken from the ball. I mean, this has been a really treacherous day over here at the desk. 21-16. Seneca trying to keep it alive. Teasdale, Anderson to Rodriguez. Sends this one over. Barely out. And the Golden Eagles get a chance to try and get it back to 21 all.
Again, most points that have gone out have been inches, whether it be like very visible, like that one, or there was one Ariana play where it was on our screen anyway, pixels from being inside the lines.
This one over, a lovely strike from Margaret. Martin able to send it over. Cantillo, been a real valuable player for Seneca thus far. Atkins sends it over, went for the block attempt, and D'Annunzio by Anderson. Rodriguez sends it over, a nice dig. D'Annunzio, lovely set over. Bump turns Golden Eagles to chaos. Cantillo sends it over. Lovely strike from Margarin. Goes out about 22-17. The serve back in the Lady Knights' hands.
It's rare that, well, maybe not this game, but at least last year, it was rare being able to bump Ariana Margarin's hits and keep it inside.
It's really hard to anticipate them still, but they might have some more film on it this time around. Rodriguez serves, an okay volley, but foul committed, and Seneca gets the ball back. 22-18 the score. Though it's a 4-point gap, any division game can make a 4-point gap feel like a tie game if you're out there. And now Emily Lepsis, the sophomore, had a run earlier in the second game. Sends this one over. Good anticipation from Margaret. Sends this one over. If you want to go to metric system, 23-18.
If you want to go to metric system.
Everyone else uses it, might be easier to translate over. D'Annunzio, ready to serve, looking to close this one out for the Lady Knights with just a couple of strong serves. And we know she's capable. their first division victory.
When they're shown on camera, but even Abby was surprised to see that go over.
A timeout looks to be taken. Another minute break. Want to check us out over on Instagram, same handle as Twitter. See all the pictures of what's going on behind the scenes and around the castle. A lot of interesting stuff there. I'm on there. Rich is on there. Everyone else on the crew's on there. See some more pictures with Danny as well. Once again, if you want to check all that out, look at Instagram at SterlingTV19, all caps, no spaces. Match point. And again, half the timeout still left to go. And Sterling approaches the court again. How do you think, as the other team, that makes you feel? You look over to the other side of the court, and you see your opponents a point away from victory, already ready to win.
If you don't have this mentality by this point, you have to get the mentality of you're not playing to not lose. You got to play to win now. Like, you got to treat every point like it's 0-0 still.
D'Annunzio looking to end this one. Game show to follow after what has been an incredibly entertaining back and forth game. 25-11, not 25-18. Sterling takes this match 2-0 over the Seneca Golden Eagles. See you when that
comes up. Douglas. Here. Brody. Here. Joshua.
I don't think he signed up for flex time.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I'm too late. Help me, please! Help!
Bully.
Twerk! Twerk!
Whoa, nice one, man. You should start hanging with me.
Okay.
Yo, gang, look at this. Go show him who's boss.
Huh? Danny, go to VPO. No!
Well, you know, Mr. Jericho, I guess it started with peer pressure.
With the post-game show after a lovely 2-0 victory over the Seneca Golden Eagles with the Sterling Lady Knights. It was a really thrilling set, 25-11 and then 25-18 respectively. Lovely scores. I'm going to start interviewing first with the one and only Skylar Anderson. How are you feeling after a win like this?
Tired, sweaty, happy though. Yeah.
I mean, this is all very fair. You obviously, Richard pointed out, you guys are running a 5-2, two setters, which I knew nothing about, but I trusted his word for it. It looked like that was a big help, especially with you having a lot of the assists on the season. How does it feel to have a system like that work so well in your favor against a pretty solid divisional contest?
I'm just really happy that we began doing it because it's a lot less running for me, and it's a lot cleaner in my opinion. So yeah, it's a great change. Yeah.
Now, getting a first win against a division opponent this year, it's got to be a really good feeling going into it. How are you going to carry that into the momentum of going into games like Shawnee coming up soon?
Stay disciplined and don't let anything get to our heads. So this win is great, but we can't get cocky and then just be sloppy. So
the right mentality to have, most definitely. Thanks for having you on. It's great questions. Another great player here, number 12, Ms. Atkins. How are you feeling after a win like this?
Feeling good, was kind of nervous, but it was really good.
Now, there were a lot of good plays that were really monumental, that were inches off. When you're out there and you have to play a game of inches like that, how does it feel to be in that kind of scenario?
A little awkward and kind of like, ooh, I don't know about this, but it's kind of really fun.
The team faced those adversities and uncertainties really well. Coming out of a game like this, like I asked, a game like Shawnee coming up soon, your first division win, how do you keep the ball rolling as a squad?
Just stay out of our heads and hope for the best, and we know we got it, so.
It's great to hear. Always have the confidence. Thank you for coming on. And our first coach interview of the season, Coach Brennan, a first division victory like I had mentioned over a team like Seneca, the Golden Eagles, obviously a challenge going into it, now 7-8 on the year. How does it feel to be there now?
It feels great. These girls have been working hard day in and day out. We're in a tough division. We're with a lot of bigger schools. A lot of these teams have freshman programs. So going up against these teams and coming off of being undefeated in our division last year, it's hard for the girls, but I think they're starting to see the growth and they're starting to see what they're capable of. And this win really helps because they did come close with all the other teams that we've competed against. So we have second round now coming up for all of them.
Now, splitting the season series with Seneca 1-1 is pretty monumental with the season that's been going on. A team like Seneca, a lot of your division is that level, especially with teams like PVI and Morristown. Facing those divisions, how do you prepare for that week after week when you see them on the schedule?
So I think the girls played excellent against Morristown, and I think when they got to Morristown and played and had fun and they played hard, they were able to see what they're capable of. So when they showed up to Morristown and got close to them, seeing that Morristown beat big teams, they knew that they could do it, and I think that helped overturn the struggles and the fears of not thinking that they can hang with these big schools. And this just solidifies that they can do anything. We still have the whole second half of our division that we have to play. So we're going to play all our division schools again, and now they know they can hang with the division.
And we had mentioned on the broadcast, a lot of the senior leadership from last year's team ended up graduating. There's a lot of people who needed to step up going into this year. And we saw in a game like this, players like Janelle Rodriguez, Abby D'Annunzio, Skylar Anderson, who we talked to just a few moments ago, have really taken those roles and filled those holes for the team. How does it feel as a coach to see the players develop into what you need them to be for a leadership role?
I've been really fortunate. My girls have great chemistry. They do a lot of team building things outside of school, outside of practice, on and off the court, and I think that helps. They learned that from last year's leadership, so it kind of just was easy and smooth transition this year with the girls, and there's a lot of respect for the upperclassmen, and even with our underclassmen, our upperclassmen and underclassmen all have a good relationship, and the chemistry is very obvious, and you can see it on the court.
I'm excited for whatever comes next for the Sterling Lady Knights volleyball team. Thank you for coming on. It's been a great interview. Some nice insight on the game and a 2-0 win on the set. Seneca goes down after facing the Lady Knights. It's been a great one. I've been Max Zubak. Was joined by Richard Williams on the call. Have an amazing day, and as always, go Knights.